making sure children are healthy, safe, loved, ready to learn, succeeding in school and in life. This is Our Children, a program brought to you by the Children's Trust.
Good morning. I'm Ileana Varela.
And I'm Moleto Eti Gutierrez, President and CEO of the Children's Trust.
And together we want to welcome you to Our Children. With just under 1 month left of school, you know that kids and even most parents are looking forward to the summer break.
And while this may be a welcome break from homework and testing, it's also a time when many children can lose as much as 2 months of reading and math. This is called the summer slide, and its cumulative effect over many years can be devastating.
Yeah, but you know what? There are ways to prevent the summer slide, and that's what we're here to talk about today. Our guests this morning are Victoria Galan, Public Affairs Officer at the Miami-Dade Public Library System, Jeffrey Lago-Massini, Director of the Creative Learn and Play Program in the city of Hialeah, and Sabrina Bowie-Floyd. She's the Executive Director of New Jerusalem CDC. But Mo, I want to start out with you because I know you're very involved, very concerned about this. How can summer camps prevent the summer slide?
What happens generally, and this is particularly true with kids from lower income backgrounds, they start out school 6 months behind. And while they're learning at the same rate as their colleagues in summer, they can lose 2 or 3 months. So the cumulative effect over a year is they've lost a year.
A year?
They're a year behind.
So summer camps we think of as, oh, it's just fun in the sun, but there has to be a component then to try to prevent this.
And it's particularly important when programs, libraries, schools are coordinating their curriculum, are insisting on a high quality curriculum, and kids are reading and are learning and acquiring a love of reading. And in this way, sometimes books out of mind, out of sight, out of everything. The summer keeps that focus, keeps kids connected, and engages them in learning.
And specifically, your summer camps have a component meant to do this.
We require it. We require evidence-based curriculums, and it brings kids what they need in order to stay engaged.
And you spoke about reading, which, I mean, if you can't read, then you can't do anything else. Right. So, Victoria, I know that I'm at the library all the time with my kids, and I realize a lot of people don't know how much you have to offer. What can and what do you do to try to prevent the summer slide in reading in particular?
Well, starting June 9th, running through July 21st, the library system puts together a summer reading program for children 0, and we really mean that little baby, all the way through 18, and then we also have an adult program. But just like you were saying, you know, it's keeping them engaged, it's getting them excited to come in. And some of the incentives for doing it, for coming in, checking out a book and reading, is the opportunity to win grand prizes. So the child or the teen comes into the branch, they fill out a raffle ticket, that raffle ticket goes into a drawing, and then they are put into a big pot, and we have winners that are announced at the end of the program where they can win some really cool prizes.
The old reward system still works.
It still works, and it gets them to do, it gets them to carry over those 3 months of recess and get ready so they're not behind when they start school in the fall.
Jeffrey, tell us a little about what you're doing in Hialeah to keep kids engaged.
Well, Mo, the city of Hialeah has terrific options for children ages 6 to 17 to do different things this summer and reduce that summer slide that you talked about. And those activities include field trips. We're going to take them to the New Marlins Stadium and catch a ball game, swim lessons, different activities. But most importantly, we're going to have state-certified teachers on board to teach them and go over reading curriculums. That way they don't lose those 2 months that you said or you mentioned in the summer.
Is there an effort to relate the activities to the reading that's taking place?
Yes, we're following a curriculum called Kids Lit, and it's very descriptive as to the books and the activities that the kids have the opportunity to incorporate. Again, it's a great curriculum in a very relaxed atmosphere. We know they just finished FCATs, and you know, it's a time to have fun, but also to learn.
Great.
Only kids from Hialeah can go to the camps in the city of Hialeah? Or?
Well, Hialeah is located obviously northwest Miami-Dade County, but we accept every neighbor around the area, northwest Miami-Dade County. Yes.
You're neighborly.
Yes, of course.
Sabrina, tell us about New Jerusalem. First of all, where are you located and what you got going this summer?
We're located in the Little River area, right at 85th Street and Northwest 7th Avenue. And we believe we have one of the most exciting camps offered in Miami-Dade County. We have academics in the morning. The teachers work with the children in reading, math, and language arts.
Get it over with?
Yes.
And the fun begins.
And then the fun begins. We utilize a curriculum called Micro Society, and that allows children to learn what it means to live in community. So they will elect their own mayor. They will develop their own constitution. Wow. They will operate businesses, have to get a business license. And then once a week we do field trips with the kids as well.
And do you find that the kids, because you do make it fun, I mean, I've never heard of anything like that before, frankly, from summer camps. Are they more engaged? Are they?
Oh yeah, they are. We have kids who tell their parents, "Don't come and get me early."
Wow.
Because I'm working. One child said, "Oh, I was in court today," and the parent was like, "Where?" They have
what
court.
do you do?
Yeah. If you violate
that
the
could
law,
be scary.
They have their own police department. So if you violate the law, you are arrested, and you have to go to court.
That's wonderful.
So they learn the full gamut of what it means to live in a community.
Wonderful.
Victoria, if anybody has a self-interest in producing the next generation of readers, it's the library.
It sure is.
What are you doing during the summer?
Well, in addition to the summer reading program, we will have special programs open to everyone. They include storytellers, magicians. We have Otter John and his wildlife show. And as I mentioned earlier, part of the incentive for the kids is to get that raffle ticket. Well, they have to read a minimum of 2 hours in order to qualify. If they participate in one of these programs, they get an additional raffle ticket. So it gets them inside. And supporting both of what my co-guests are offering, we're in tandem with that. So if a child is interested in police work or courts, they can check out books about that. If they want to supplement their schoolwork that they're learning with the City of Hialeah, they can come into our branch and get information about how to take the GRE, FCAT, any of those major exams that they have to do. We have books on that. So we're just here as a resource, a viable resource for people to access.
I know that every summer the school system sends out a reading list for the summer. Are we coordinating that better between libraries and programs? Or is the information getting out? Do you have the books on their list?
Absolutely, yes. Our branch managers in the neighborhood branches are very connected to their neighborhoods, middle and high schools, and yes, we'll have them available for kids to check out.
Great.
But they have to have their library card, the most important card.
But that's a great idea, because I know that with my kids, sometimes they'll have something on the reading list, and there's just a couple of copies in the library, and then you have to hunt around town to get the book. So if they can, if you're coordinating, that's wonderful.
Yeah, and we also, if you go to our catalog and database, and you can have it, your materials delivered to whatever branch is convenient for you. So, but get it early.
That's right.
You have books online as well.
Oh
right?
yes, we have downloadable books and books
great.
online and books for little apparatuses and stuff. Yes.
Mo, I know that the Children's Trust sponsors a lot of summer camps, and what's really important also is that you have a summer camp guide to help parents. Tell us a little bit about what's included in there, and obviously where can we find it?
Well, the camp guide for summer provides a listing of all of our summer camps, 150-something of them, all over Miami-Dade County. They're listed by what they cost, if they cost something. Many of them are free. And they're listed by zip code, so you can find one either near where you live or near where you work. And they're available at all Winn-Dixie stores. They're available at County Commission offices. They're available in many faith-based locations and generally county service centers, neighborhood centers, all over. And it's online as well, or you can call 211 and get information on exactly what you're looking for.
I think it's also worth noting, Mo, that when you have this listing, these summer camps have the, let's say, seal of approval of Children's Trust, and that's something that, you know, parents a lot of times look for. I mean, there's a lot of camps out there, but how do you know that a camp is worth the money or it's good for your children?
A trust-funded camp comes with a requirement for high-quality programming and research-based curriculum, and we test the kids to ensure that they're making progress and they're doing well, and that as a result you're tailoring the program to the individual needs of that child.
I know that a lot of times many children, for whatever reason, whether it's monetary, whether it's because the parents are not informed, never make it around to a summer camp and just get stuck with some relative or babysitter. But do you find those children who do go to your centers, do you find that they keep coming back?
Oh yeah, we have repeat.
Yeah.
Repeat
offenders?
Yeah, repeat children every year. I was sharing earlier, I was in Costco's and the parent would ask, when is summer camp? I need to register my child. So yeah, they start coming in December asking about summer camp.
And you said something very important. When do they have to register? Because these things fill up. So when's a good time?
Now, the sooner the better. Time is of the essence, and we have lines at our main office every morning with a few parents and grandparents there ready to fill out the application or registration and get them in. So the sooner the better.
So it's not too late.
It's not too late.
But you have to.
And there is a fee for our camp, and so we ask that they come in now, fill out the application, and put a deposit on to hold their slot, because we fill up very quickly as well.
And are they usually discounts for siblings? And
yes, they are. We have a discount for 2 or more kids.
all right. Well,
Scholarships for any kids that might not be able to afford, do you provide those?
We've had a few people to agree to sponsor some children.
We also provide scholarships to needy families as well as inclusion children.
Wonderful.
all right. We're going to talk a little bit more about all the financial situations, the scholarship and all that when we come back. But right now we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk about summer camps that meet the needs of children with special needs, and also the benefits of inclusion programs for all children. So don't go away.
Summer's a great time for fun in the sun, but it's also when some children fall behind. Many kids lose as much as 2 months of math and reading skills unless they're reading and attending a summer camp that stimulates their brain as well as their body. Find a summer camp full of fun and learning in the Children's Trust Summer Programs Guide at thechildrenstrust.org or in any Winn-Dixie store in Miami-Dade County, or call 211, the Children's Trust Helpline, because all children are our children. The most important 20 minutes of your day is spent reading to a child. Make books a part of your family's daily routine. Point to and talk about the pictures. Ask your child to repeat the words. Answer questions. Talk about it.
10 o'clock. Hey, that's really good.
Enjoying books together now helps children read to learn as they grow, ensuring success in school and in life. But their success depends on you. Don't let the children in your life become a statistic. For more information, visit thechildrenstrust.org. The Children's Trust invests in programs that help improve the lives of children and families just like yours. Programs you can find at thechildrenstrust.org. Visit our website today and browse a wide range of programs that give children an opportunity to succeed, keeping them healthy, safe, and helping them reach their full potential, creating a stronger community for all. If you live in Miami-Dade County and need to access these services, log on to thechildrenstrust.org or dial 211, because all children are our children.
Welcome back. Raising a child with special needs comes with many challenges and opportunities. Joining us now are two guests who are dedicated to helping families cope with these challenges, not just in the summer, but all year round. Isabel Garcia is Executive Director of Parent to Parent of Miami, and Helene Good is President and CEO of CCDH, formerly known as the Community Committee for Developmental Handicaps. Helene also is the 2009 recipient of the David Lawrence Jr. Champions for Children Award for a lifetime of achievement and dedication to children.
Welcome, both of you. Thanks for being with us this morning. I want to start out with you, Isabel, because you have yourself a child with disabilities. How did that inspire you to start Parent to Parent?
Well, you know, Ileana, Daniela is 29 years old, and she has cerebral palsy. She suffered brain damage during delivery, and it was really hard for us to find the information that we needed. So the inspiration came really from the lack of hope for a better future for her. The help, there was very little help and no support. And a sense of community, being able to be around people that really understood what I was going through.
So how does Parent to Parent work?
Well, the families are referred to us either early on when the children are diagnosed with the disabilities or later on when families have concerns. And in the process, we have other families who are parents of children with disabilities that have experienced the same issues that are helping them over the phone. And we help them find out information about their disabilities, information about resources, the type of education that they need to acquire to be able to be effective advocates for their kids, because it's not easy raising children with disabilities.
I realize it's not easy, but has it become easier over the years thanks to organizations like you and obviously more information out to the public? Oh,
absolutely. The technology has brought information to families at home so that they're definitely more knowledgeable. There's more awareness that there are other people like you. You know, 29 years ago, I thought that I was the only one that had a child with the type of disability that she had. Now it's easier to connect with other people. The information is more readily available. The awareness has brought more funding to the causes, and that has really made a huge difference.
More programs, I guess.
Helene, tell us about All Children Together Resource Network and why you have been such a champion of inclusion programs for children with disabilities.
You know, Mo, actually the Children's Trust has been really the champion for inclusive programming. We're very fortunate here in Miami-Dade County that at the very beginning when the trust was first developed, that it made the inclusion of children with disabilities a priority and set aside funding to make sure that children with disabilities not only had programs that they needed, but also had programs that they could participate in all of the programs with the kids in their neighborhood. And that's really what the ACT Resource Network is about. We work with all of the Children's Trust programs, particularly their out-of-school and after-school programs and camps, but also others, to educate the staff at those programs how to work with children who have special needs so that any child should be able to go to any after-school or summer camp program, not need a special one. And what we do is we go in and we try to give the skills to the staff, get rid of some of the misperceptions that people have about kids with disabilities, give them the support they need. The goal should be that any child should be able to walk into a parent should be able to take their child to any out-of-school program or any program in our community and know that they'll be able to support their child in appropriate ways and let them have a good experience.
Yeah, we're very proud of our involvement in making that happen.
Your opinion would be, and I've heard this from so many people, that children with disabilities get so much out of being in a regular environment with other kids.
I think that all the kids benefit. I mean, I think it's great for if you have a typically developing child, you know, to learn that there are differences and that we're all different. We all have some type of disability. We wear contact lenses, or we, you know, whatever it might be. You know, we all have something that we need to find a way to accommodate. And I think it's great for all the kids to be able to see that in each other. I think it's great for kids to be able to help each other. And I think that kids with disabilities teach a lot to their peers in terms of, I hope that the peers go home feeling a little luckier at the end of the day and a little bit more grateful and recognizing not to take for granted the fact that they can do some of the things that they do.
Well, I know you're a big fan of inclusion programs. Obviously, you agree that there is a benefit here to everyone involved?
I think for typically developing children, it teaches them a responsibility for others. It makes them more nurturing, and I've seen kids become protective of the child with a disability when confronted, because kids can be cruel, and you'll see kids who know this child become protective of that child and help the child when it's necessary and needed.
What a wonderful thing.
It's a good thing for both.
Well, Isabel, we just talked in our earlier segment about the importance of summer school and preventing the summer slide. Obviously, for children with disabilities, there is much more to it than that, isn't it?
No, absolutely. You know, the summer months are really important. They need to continue to learn, and the work that we do every day needs to happen at home and at the programs that they have accessed. So that is really critical. I would say it's just as important for kids with disabilities to be in these programs.
And what else do you look for in a summer camp?
I want to say that I would say more than 60% of kids with disabilities will be, can access programs without major changes within the programs. The concerns are for families who have children with health issues, behavioral issues, and safety issues. That, our kids need a little more supervision. The training that the staff has to have has to be a little more intense, and that makes a huge difference when families are visiting these programs and looking at the environment, because it's really, really important for all of those pieces to come together.
Exactly.
Helene, there's a big range along the spectrum of disabilities. Tell us a little bit about how CCDH helps families find the supports they need, and how that's done.
Well, it's done in a lot of different ways. If we're looking, there are, as Isabel pointed out, there are many children who may have a label that really do not require little, if any, kind of accommodation. But as a child support needs are more intense, it becomes more difficult to get folks to give them that chance.
Because staffing ratios have to be smaller.
The staffing ratio may have to be smaller. There may be some kind of a specialized equipment. There's a variety of things, but typically what we find is that it's relatively inexpensive compared to like the concept that people have about that they have to have all this special stuff, but there are some kids that don't get, there are many families who have given up trying to ever get their son or daughter into a program because they're so used to being told no. And one of the things I hope will come from this show today will be that if a family's out there that has a child with a disability and has had trouble finding a program that will accept them, that to know that there's help out there and to reach out, and that what we do is we work with those programs, and if it really doesn't work with that one right in your neighborhood for whatever reason, we'll find another one that's as close by as possible where it can work, so that we're making it happen. And we found that the providers of our out-of-school programs are really, once you get past that initial fear, they really have become champions themselves for advocating for inclusion. It's a wonderful thing to see in our community.
What a little training and development can do, huh?
And it doesn't take a lot. And then what we do is to build capacity, we have them, at each agency, we encourage them to identify somebody who's their go-to person on inclusion. We certify them as a trainer through a train-the-training process, so that then they can each year be able to train their new staff, train their new volunteers, and kind of keep playing it forward, so that, ultimately, and I think Isabel would agree, ultimately we hope that we're all out of business. That would be the ideal thing. That would be the best. Yeah.
Do you find still there's some resistance from organizations, whether it's just because they don't know any better, or because they don't realize that they can get help? And
yeah, there's still a lot of resistance, especially with kids who have more intense support needs, and some of those are realistic fears.
We're hearing a lot about autism. Is it are more children having autism, or are we just more aware of it, diagnosing it better?
We're diagnosing it earlier, and the interventions are happening earlier. So hopefully, we will be able to get the kids to a better place within the educational system, and they will have better skills, will be able to be employed, and will be, productive members of the community. So I think that that's really what has happened.
Well, obviously the work that you're doing, I think, is heading us towards that. I'm sorry, though, that we're out of time. Thank you all for joining us. And now we have something very special to share with everyone before we close. After 6 months of auditions around the county involving hundreds of kids, the finals of the Young Talent Big Dreams competition were recently held at Actors Playhouse at the Miracle Theater. And we want to end today's program with highlights of the winning performances. I'm Ileana Varela on behalf of the Children's Trust and Modesto Abeti Gutierrez. Thanks for joining us. Watch this.
Just to die, but the freedom they attain in death is the moment that they truly begin to live.
Our Children is brought to you by the Children's Trust. The Children's Trust invests in programs and services that help make children healthy, safe, loved, ready to learn, succeed in school and in life. To access its funded programs and services in Miami-Dade County, visit thechildrenstrust.org or call the Children's Trust helpline at 211, because all children are our children.
The most important 20 minutes of your day is spent reading to a child. Make books a part of your family's daily routine. Point to and talk about the pictures. Ask your child to repeat the words. Answer questions. Talk about it.
10 o'clock. Hey, that's really good.
Enjoying books together now helps children read to learn as they grow, ensuring success in school and in life. But their success depends on you. Don't let the children in your life become a statistic. For more information, visit thechildrenstrust.org. Summer's a great time for fun in the sun, but it's also when some children fall behind. Many kids lose as much as 2 months of math and reading skills unless they're reading and attending a summer camp that stimulates their brain as well as their body. Find a summer camp full of fun and learning in the Children's Trust Summer Programs Guide at thechildrenstrust.org or in any Winn-Dixie store in Miami-Dade County, or call 211, the Children's Trust Helpline, because all children are our children.